Hello, I've just had a nervous breakdown, I think. So it's very challenging. And in this condition, I don't think I should be doing this nor bringing my case out. I don't see much help from anyone um, here. And it's just too, maybe it's just superficial help, I feel. And the demon attack, but this Muslim who has come is quite challenging. He got out the demon abusing in me, so that was great help. I don't think they. Anyways, I have checked maybe the brain damage or something I felt during the shocks when the demons were possessing me. That I can't take much, and then I start abusing and all this. I don't think anyone would understand, especially the demonic Muslims, some I call them now, and even ex-Muslim Ex-Shia, like type ex-Muslims, they won't understand my case, so making me regret coming on my case and on this, uh, what you call this, on this case on Islam. Uh, uh, so this is really very bad for. I mean, it's already like this is what maybe it's a possession, and it. So I read when I was in Karachi. I bought the Divine. Oh God! I bought the Divine Revelation by Shamsky. Susan Shamsky. Sorry, I keep calling her Suzanne. So this I read, and it said about brain atrophy and all this. It was very difficult to explain to people what was happening to me. And they thought that I was, some were thinking that, I have been always on this black magic. And no, I really don't like the, see no evil, hear no evil, and all this. I was like that I believed in God. Even someone threatened me with black magic, and even though it's just after that I had to leave my school, I never blamed this. I never thought of this giving importance to this woman who had blamed me. No, who had said that she was going to do black magic on me, and this because of her daughters. So very few people. I feel it's most of the help is like on the superficial level. If there is sincere help, I don't see much of that here. And so I get all these cheapsters and all these demonic people coming here, mostly. And what are they doing? Like, I don't understand. It's very sinister. Like, I feel, I sense that there is something that people are not honest. They send someone, and I don't know. Okay, so Yeah, but what I feel I'm saying, uh, but I don't think I should be sharing this on the social media, and they make me regret sharing my condition, and it's terrible here. So it's yeah, no one really cares, I think. So some they don't have these abusive bouts and all this. So they will think that like this person who came here and saying everyone hates my guts because I say things just refuting these people, and he thinks his Islam is great. It's like that, I guess. And some people think they are great, yes, or they have the great religion that didn't make them. Maybe I was a Muslim devil sent to, love my teacher, and then the way I did. So I got it from the Christians too, that, you are fixated. And all that during over the years gave me, but, yeah, that poor Christian teacher. So maybe you can handle the demonic attacks. I couldn't, and I became like a demon myself, abusing and all this. And for some time, I was doing my work, but draining energy. Thanks to this Dijal Hassan. So how come it's not about her hating you, his guts, but it's just that he can't see a simple contradiction in the Quran. So demonic Muslims like Dijal Hassan also, not only Sunnis and Shias and Salafis, but we have like Quran only people like him who say Muslims are peacemakers, the rest are not. Muslim means peacemaker. So if this was peacemaking in Surah Tawbah, killing of the polytheists, anyhow, so you see some like Islam shredder, they come here, they don't want to interact much with your nonsense. They would just, you know, because if you can't understand a simple, rational, obvious contradiction, then who will spend time with you? Because, I think it's better for our mental health also and physical well being. It's not that someone hates your guts, that's why. I mean, here with me also, he couldn't see a simple contradiction in the Quran. So, this. And saying that, oh, you, in the Quran it says do good deeds and you will, so, uh, this is what will, so he's giving a good thing about the Quran, like do good deeds. But Jesus Christ, Christians are even much better than the Muslims. It's not that because Jesus Christ has taken their sins that they're supposed to not do good deeds. I mean, the most charitable people I've seen, the most helpful in Pakistan are the Christians, like Dr. Fa and Sister Gertrude. So helping people, even retarded, challenged, mentally, sorry, physically, like that, like I am now, mentally retarded and doing my best here. So please understand people. How can I see this? Like, don't push me to the where my demons so that they um, so you may think that I've never tried to do any good deed. My Christian teacher, never allowed me to even swear on God. Like say, not even on God, like I would say, how would I say it? I swear by, like I had to, I was cornered, like there was a false accusation against me by Parsis, her friends, relatives, young relatives. I did not stick my tongue out. If I stuck my tongue out, I would have apologized that yes, I did it. And I apologize for it. But my teacher, the next day, when a friend or through someone, a car had passed by the whole circumstance. So I had to say, I swear by God, maybe at the time, or I swear I didn't do this. And then, or if something, oh God, you know. So she would say not to take God's name in vain. So um, I saw Muslims even abusing and even swearing by God, like Wallah, or, oh God, oh Allah, like that. They, I mean, they've become better. They could become better. I mean, do you think they're going to swear in public and get in trouble or ruin their reputation? No, they will not do that in public. Do you think if someone is swearing in Karachi and then in the house or something in front of the daughter even, and then when he comes to a place like UAE where in public you're not allowed to swear, if the authorities find out, they could fine you, and then he's not that brain damaged, so he will not swear here, right? In Dubai or UAE, because he would be fined. So these people know how to act outside, where, when to say the bad words and when not to say the bad words. So it's not about doing good deeds that will, like, as if, I haven't done good deeds or something, but tried my best in my life. But I don't want to bring that out to show off or to give defense. But since I've come out with my case, and I don't want people like Dijal Hassan to, show against me, my case is that then I come here and then we get it from I've gotten it from the Christians too, that we don't have the Holy Spirit or something, or Muslims. Oh God! So over the years, like the Christians are on their high horses, or maybe even if some Christian here says, even now, I start thinking that, oh my God, what if the devil really was in me as a Muslim? I was not baptized as a Christian, and that poor lady I thought I loved, and it was an emotional attachment fixation. It became an obsession during when they separated us. Even before that, yeah, it was too much for her. Yeah, the devil, the Muslim devil, going after her. Yeah, so pulls me down. Actually, makes me feel very guilty. But then, I don't know. But I saw Christianity. Sorry, the Christianity is not true for me. So, anyways, to convince anyone and to do this, if you want sanity, then you just go and do your own thing and not convince others, like these Muslims. So I don't know. I had this passion of searching for the truth, but like people make it very difficult. And like if you're a Muslim, you do good deeds, you will go to heaven and demons will not attack you. Look at us. I mean, Arabs could tell me here, look at us. We are such good mannered people and all this. This is what the one was telling me, trying to say that, you know, you are in the UAE and haven't the Muslims behaved with you and well, treated you well here? Um, things like that. Like the Quran only person here was saying, and so they want to bring up. But with a Christian teacher, although Christians do have that sense of pride that we are baptized, they have their high horses, they have the sense of pride. So I used to get it. Like, because I was a Muslim, so I think the Christians are better, even though if they like we. My father told me that they are minority in Pakistan, but there was a time when my father used to say, praise the Britishers in London, like how they, you know, they take out their garbage and how they help. And look at the good side of these Britishers when we lived in London. He knows. So contradictions, like when it comes to, but the Christians definitely abroad, like. But he was saying they're in minority in Pakistan. So there are bad Christians, but mostly the majority of Muslims, even though good behavior, I like. I find it very artificial now. Okay, there are some good Muslims out there, but it's all about, you know, everyone's about my religion, and I'm whatever I'm dealing with. But you see, I haven't abused here or something like that. Even the spiritual, like the helpers, they say they want to help. They don't abuse. So I guess I'm the only one. I'm the only one who's been hit so badly that I come here like this. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I don't trust. Actually, they used to tell me. I also used to think not even to tell a friend a secret because you never know when that friend could say to someone you wouldn't like it's a secret. And when that person, you know, out of weakness or something against, tell your secret to someone. You can't trust a friend. Don't trust a friend. I was told with a secret, things like that. So I guess I'm the only one here, different and hit by something that I come here because people want to act like they're good outside, even those helping others. They've never shared their like the what real had to go through and all that. They don't share that, so it's very artificial. I feel the help, and I feel all alone. Yes, so this is myself. I'm talking to myself. I don't know why with the social media on social media, but I thought I would say this. So if you think you're a Muslim and you are a peacemaker and you're well behaved, try go and that you. So why would the okay? So Pakistani ex-Muslims, oh sorry, Pakistani Muslims, like the many that or the few, but there's a lot of fraud and lies and all this in Pakistan. I've seen. So maybe something in you, some. But you see, like someone like Dijal Hassan here coming here. So he got me because maybe I've done great work here. And he can't see a simple, he was trying to distract me and bring out again that You see, a devil to show you against me, like he was playing on me and saying, I've come to help you. So many devils, I would say that even if a mad person abused you, you should understand that this person is not well. Instead of, showing yourself off and using that to show off that how great Islam is. If you want to do good deeds, you would be safe from devils and all this. Okay, there was a grand aunt of mine. I never saw her abuse. And she was true from, like, there was a wicked grandmother of mine. She never abused. She always behaved well, but she was a hypocrite and very wicked. And she never abused. And she would never, um, well, she was the head of the family, but like she, in the sense that, what was I trying to say? This wicked grandmother, she never abused. And she behaved as like she was well behaved and all this. And she was a Shia Muslim. Then there was a Shia Muslim, my grand aunt from my mother's side, her aunt. And she was true. She was a service lady, and I never saw her complain even. The way she was a service lady. She was just she worked like a servant, unmarried, single. And in the end, she had some problems. And we didn't know because because she had stomach cancer later on. So she had this wahem viswasa that her neighbors are her enemies and they're throwing stones at her on her head. And she told me never to talk to these enemies of hers. So I stopped talking to them until much later. She was humble. I never heard her complain. She used to take care of her brother's house, cook for them, even bring tea for them. So if you're trying to show that you're not coming to the reality of Islam Muslims, this was a service lady who had never hurt a person. And thinking of her, I had written something. A grand aunt. I wrote, I never have seen you hurt anyone in your life. Never said a bad word. Single, not even married. Never complained because the one she wanted to marry married her sister. This is a real life story. So, grandma. So, how can you say, doesn't that make you, doesn't that show you are arrogant? How do I know what is in your life and if you have really been a good deed person? Falsely coming here, accusing someone, lying. Could we even trust you? And how dare you even, come here with lies, with your lies, falsely accusing me? You can't see a single, simple, obvious contradiction between two Quran ayats. And you're telling me, oh, swearing and cursing. I mean, you don't understand even a simple contradiction. You're harassing the person now. You've come to mentally torturing the person in a very demonic deceptive way, sinister way. Grandma, I've never seen you hurt anyone. Hurt anyone. So they say a doctor, I just went through a doctor's, what do you call that, video on live stream. I haven't visited him. Grandma, do you love me the most? I asked pleadingly. Of course I love you the most, because in you I see the light of humanity, and you have such respect for other wishes. This I wrote in O levels. It would be unfair. Grandma, why do people hurt others? Just skipping my. I have not seen you hurt anyone. Excuse me. She was such a simple lady. Never had an AC, lived in the fan, slept on one mattress, cooked food for her uh, brother's family. And you come here and tell me that Islam says do good deeds, and you're not even looking at the simplest contradiction, right? Maybe your brain hasn't been damaged ever. Because this doctor, yeah, back to this doctor on YouTube, I have forgotten his name, was saying that when people behave badly, it's because their brain has been damaged, something has happened. Or if they start abusing or cursing, when they haven't done it, when they were normal, when their brain was not damaged. So I tell them, there may be somewhere something happened that your brain was damaged. And so I'm taking what he told us to take, the food, so it would get my brain, like, and how to, what is the solution for this? So many demons I've seen in Muslims too. And then my grand aunt would never be like this. I don't talk to them or don't. She was very humble. I just have no words. She was not like that. But I think before cancer, maybe it got to her brain or something. She was so challenging people and torture. You see, it's a harassment like this, accusing people who are teaching you, showing you something. And then in the condition I'm in, I'm telling you, please be cooperate. You don't cooperate, and then you work, you toy with my weakness here. And then you say that you've come to help me. Okay, you've come to help me that I will not go out. You come to disturb me today, like they've disturbed me here. I can't say how they've done it, but they have a way of doing it just before the first beginning of the month. Like they would, so I wouldn't be able to take a shower properly. It would take long time to take a shower. So things like that. Or when I saw that I was taking the doctor's medicine in Karachi for schizophrenia, that my mind just couldn't take much. And the demon was there. Oh, and I could abuse, I could even hit someone, right? And how you people are. I'm just, I can't find. The good people are maybe quite, of course, they're not going to come out. I mean, the good people will not come here to harass you or to even, I mean, when I was a Shia, I'm not saying I'm a good person, but as a Shia, my religion did not teach me. Although Allama Rashid Turabi or Aqil Turabi did say there were flies against Bibi Sughra, Imam Hussein's daughter. that she was older, and they even had a picture of a woman, like old woman, like not a child. Bibi Suhra, we say, was a child. Imam Hussein just. But this picture of a teenager put on this flyer that she's Bibi Suhra Imam Hussein's daughter, and she was this much years old, older than what the Shia say. So either Allama Rashid Turabi or his son Allama Aqil Turabi, someone spoke about this in the Majlis against these flyers. I even saw it. They gave it to me, and or after having spoken about, when having spoken about this, I got the flyer. Someone gave it to me. I don't remember who. Against Bibi Suhra, and her picture was there. Never ever did I go to a Sunni. Uh, did I go to any non-Shia person and start an argument with them, or start saying, look at what your people have done against Bibi Suhra and others. So as for good deeds and good people, I knew that I didn't need to defend my religion, because Imam Hussein, actually your actions will show more than your words. And for us, Imam Hussein's actions were such in Karbala that we were content within ourselves. We had such rumors spread against the Shias against us in Karachi, Pakistan. False accusations also, many. But did we go and correct ourselves and say, no, you're wrong about us, and you're wrong, and you're this, and you're that? No, no, no. I think the good people and the wise, sensible people will keep quiet. Not even defend their religion, because they know that for someone, how Imam Hussein defended his religion in Karbala against Yazid is not by words only, but by action. I think that he was appealing to their hearts by giving them his pieces. So first, you need to, like, if you're going to come here and start playing and not, playing with my patience and my showing and my condition, and then say that, oh, it's written in the Quran, just do good deeds and you'll be free from demons. It's not enough. It's hypocritical also. Seeing your behavior like the first and foremost, if someone is teaching you about maths, a teacher is teaching you that 2 plus 2 equals 4, right? And you say, no, I don't see, it doesn't. It equals 5, the way my scripture says it equals. My holy scripture, or me, or my hisab, my summing up. So this, so many demons in disguise as human beings, and then say that, oh teacher, my behavior is so good, or if we're, I'm well, I'm teaching you. I'm not. It's like teaching maths, right? It's like showing you. So So I don't know if I should call myself a teacher in this, but just giving an example. I've learned this, I've known this, I've seen it. And then you say that, yeah, good deeds. I don't have any demons because I've done good deeds. Islam says do good deeds, and I mean, the demon is being. I'm seeing the very clever demon in you, which would not abuse, because of course you would not want to do that to show that Islam is good. You wouldn't want to do that, right? But your demon is in another way coming. And I would say don't let that person like him deceive you into coming into Islam. I mean, there are people who go into Christianity, or when they're not, or they lose a religion, then what they happen is you need another religion. Jiddu Krishnamurti also said it is such a conditioning, a habit, a bad habit. So on the rebound, don't, like when these Arab Christians also, they tell you come to our religion after having broken, like you're broken. They will use that to bring, and you definitely, like, it's very difficult. You will go back to your religion or you'll go to another religion. It's an exchange. They say, even Jiddu Krishnamurti said that you would go back to your religion. It's very easy. It's got security. You would go back to your group, even the cult that you're following. You know this is harmful, but it will be very difficult. Very, like, I go back to the people I was attached, loved, and it's very difficult. Like when they were explaining to me about covert narcissism, Dr. Sam Vakini, sorry, I forget his last name, diagram, his whole theory on this covert narcissism and how the one a target goes back because it's very, very difficult to take. It's very painful, very painful. Like I've got the principle inside of me. It's very painful to get her out of me. She doesn't go out of me. And the watching feeling and all this. So many of you have been deceived, and many of you, like, there's, a Christian man saying about narcissism. And then I stopped myself. Like, I was in this really terrible, desperate situation where Hindu mantras are not working. Susan Chomsky's book, prayers are not working. Getting up, there's someone inside of me. I want them out. I'm training while sleeping, also waking up to praying. Susan Shumsky's desperately prayers. At that time, someone, a Christian or someone, could say that, these demons can convince you you're in a desperate situation, convince you, persuade you to go to Jesus. Definitely you fall into that religion, right? Using covert not your weakness and using their religion. This is such a so I just like I thank God this like the I Christian. There's a demon. There are demons and all this, but yeah, and there could be Christian demons too. Definitely. So they're doing everything. It's like every side. I've got it. And this person doesn't like the Christians say we don't like we're free from demons. Jesus Christ has helped them. Then the Muslim coming up here. This it's like you have to be really strong. If Jiddu Krishnamurti was alive, like then what do we do in this? Because the group and they have a group like they know that they're Christians. They're going to, it's like a group. You're not alone. Most difficult thing in life is to be alone. right? So there was some help on YouTube, but then I felt that because he's a Christian and he's, Christian, it's, although my mind does not, like, I don't think, and in the Bible it says, don't use your mind, don't use your judgment, and what you think you are, and things like that. So I don't know, don't use your discernment or your judgment, rely on God's judgment. So it's a blind faith in Christianity too. So they could be used. And then the Hindus already, I don't know what they're using against me. There's no help. And okay, I'm risking everything on social media to share with people who are all against me. No one would, hardly anyone would understand me. I'm not a Christian and I'm not a Muslim. So grouping up like that and taking your weakness and using your religion, like this one did. So, even a poem I've written. So I got rid of saying, thank God, my teacher, separation with my teacher. I had to really, in that, try hard to go to psychologists to change, to become a different person, what my teacher would want me to be. So I wrote this poem also, Chasing After Good, meaning goodness gracious. Yeah, so I don't know how to save you. I'm not eloquent or articulate. So you are not held responsible for this kind of existence, can blame no one other than itself. Helpless, I'm running, chasing inner peace and goodness, meaning good deeds, being good, wanting. I'm too slow now. I'm looking through my confused sight at truth. Some force has made me blind to it. I'm falling without a guardian angel who abducted it. Saviors come down, a message earth is delivering. Heaven is self sufficient. Too many hail saviors pleaded and supplicated in vain, where on earth is the power of faith. Meek hearts need divine help. Must they be tested on grounds such no reason good enough for such sufferance inviting insanity? A little bit of this that I had written. Yes, I feel standing alone and in this condition, and not ever. If you are not in my condition, before I used to say, do come on social media, wherever, but no, if you're strong and you can not ever, not even your friend, don't talk to your friend about your troubles, your problems. No one. Trust in no one. Everyone has their point of view, and then friends, they use, I've seen friends use that against you. Very few friends will be with you, believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. And there was a Hindu friend in London who told me she believes in me, whatever I will do, she is behind, she backs me on that because she's with me. So something to put your trust. I was like, no, no, no. I think I told her, no, no, no. Don't put my trust. Don't put your trust in me. I might let you down. I may not be successful in what I do. Or I don't know if I told her this. I must have been uncomfortable with it. That how could you believe in me so much when I sometimes lose belief in myself, don't know what to trust in myself. So this, and so talking about good behavior, that in Islam, if you do good deeds, you will be free from the devil. I mean, you know, the devil comes in good ways too. Where's that? I mean, uh, there's Khalil Gibran, but he's written about Khalil Gibran, he's written against him, was Khalil Gibran, the heretic. So there were some good priests also, heretic. From this, you will perhaps learn. So, okay, there are some people like me who abuse and all this, and I say I'm attacked by the demons. Please don't push it with me and all this, right? Or test me or try to help me through this way, or help your religion, or that you don't want me to go out, or you're jeopardizing. Okay, so if you're jeopardizing, then I'll see what I can do. I will speak about it now that I'm out here. You can't get your way all the time, stubbornly wanting it. So I didn't see any good in Dajjal Hassan, the diabolical Hassan. So let me see, let me just read this from my other tab. This Khalil Gibran, I can't find the whole Khalil Gibran, the heretic. So there were some good priests out there. I don't know why Khalil Gibran writes this. I mean, the devil comes in good deeds also. You see, like a good man. This is what I wanted to say. What's happened to Khalil, the heretic? Did he left the monastery or something? The Lebanese woman distinguishes herself. So let me not do any copyrights infringement and take you to this site where I'm reading it from the other tab. Which was it? Was it Khalil Gibran the heretic, or where the devil comes as a good man? Maybe let me see if I can find it. Can't remember the title of that. Was it in Khalil the heretic or some other? Let's find out. Maybe they're trying to save their religion through other, like, so I'm all alone here. The people looked upon Father Saman as a guide. The field, Satan. Sorry, it's not Khalil the Heretic, it's this one by Khalil Gibran. Uh, Satan. The people looked upon Father Saman as the guide in the field of spiritual and theological matters, for he was an authority and a source of deep information on venial and mortal sins, well versed in the secrets of paradise, hell, and purgatory. Okay, Father Saman's mission in North Lebanon was to travel from one village to another, preaching and curing the people from the spiritual disease of sin and saving them from the horrible trap of Satan. The Reverend Father waged constant war with Satan. Is this the one? The Fellahin honored and respected this clergyman and were always anxious to buy his advice or prayers with the pieces of gold and silver, and every harvest they would present him with the finest fruits of their fields. One evening in autumn, as Father Saman walked his way toward a solitary village, crossing those valleys and hills, he heard a painful cry emerging from a ditch at the side of the road. He stopped and looked in the direction of the voice and saw an unclothed man lying on the ground. Streams of blood oozed from deep wounds in his head and chest. He was moaning painfully for aid, saying, "Save me, help me, have mercy on me. I'm dying." Father Saman looked with perplexity at the sufferer and said within himself, "This man must be a thief. He probably tried to rob the wayfarers and failed. Someone has wounded him, and I fear that should he die, I may be accused of having taken his life." Having thus pondered the situation, he resumed his journey, whereupon the dying man stopped him, calling out, "Do not leave me, I am dying." Then the father meditated again, and his face became pale as he realized he was refusing to help. His lips quivered, but he spoke to himself, saying, "He must surely be one of the madmen wandering in the wilderness. The sight of his wounds brings fear into my heart. What shall I do? Surely a spiritual doctor is not capable of treating flesh wounded bodies." Father Saman walked ahead a few paces when the near corpse uttered a painful plaint that melted the heart of the rock, and he gasped, "Come close to me. Come, come, for we have been friends a long time. You are Father Saman, the good shepherd, and I am not a thief nor a madman. Come close and do not let me die in this deserted place. Come, and I will tell you who I am." Father Saman came close to the man, knelt and stared at him, but he saw a strange face with contrasting features. He saw intelligence with slyness, ugliness with beauty, and wickedness with softness. He withdrew to his feet sharply and exclaimed, "Who are you?" With a fainting voice, the dying man said, "Fear me not, Father, for we have been strong friends for long. Help me to stand and take me to the nearby streamlet and cleanse my wounds for your linens." And the father inquired, "Tell me who you are, for I do not know you, nor even remember having seen you." And the man replied with an agonizing voice, "You know my identity. You have seen me 1,000 times, and you speak of me each day. I am dearer to you than your own life." And the father reprimanded, "You are lying. You are a lying impostor. A dying man should tell the truth. I've never seen your evil face in my entire life. Tell me, who are you? who you are, or I will suffer you die. I will suffer you to die, soaked in your escaping life. And the wounded man moved slowly and looked into the clergyman's eyes, and upon his lips appeared a mystic smile. And in a quiet, deep, and smooth voice, he said, I am Satan. Upon hearing the fearful word, Father Saman uttered a terrible cry that shook the far corners of the valley. Then he stared and realized that the dying man's body, with its grotesque distortions, coincided with the likeness of Satan in a religious picture hanging on the wall of the village church. He trembled and cried out, saying, God has shown me your hellish image and justly caused me to hate you. You cursed be you forever evermore. The mangled lamb must be destroyed by the shepherd, lest he will infect the other lambs. Satan answered, Be not in haste, Father, and lose not this fleeting time in empty talk. Come and close my wounds quickly before life departs from my body. And the clergyman retorted, The hands which offer a daily sacrifice to God shall not touch a body made of the secretion of hell. You must die accursed by the tongues of the ages and the lips of humanity, for you are the enemy of humanity, and it is your avowed purpose to destroy all virtue. Satan moved in anguish, raising himself upon one elbow, and responded, You know not what you are saying, nor understand the crime you are committing upon yourself. Give heed, for I will relate my story. Today I walked alone in this solitary valley. When I reached this place, a group of angels descended to attack and struck me severely. Had it not been for one of them, who carried a blazing sword with two sharp edges, I would have driven them off. But I had no power against the brilliant sword. And Satan ceased talking for a moment, as he pressed a shaking hand upon a deep wound in his side. Then he continued, The armed angel, I believe he was Michael, was an expert gladiator. Had I not thrown myself to the friendly ground and feigned to have been slain, he would have torn me into brutal death. The voice of triumph, and casting his eyes heavenwards, the Father offered, Blessed be Michael's name, who has saved humanity from this vicious enemy. The Satan protested, My disdain for humanity is not greater than your hatred for yourself. You are blessing Michael, who never has come to your rescue. You are cursing me in the hour of my defeat, even though I was and still am the source of your tranquility and happiness. You deny me your blessing and extend not your kindness, but you live and prosper in the shadow of my being. You have adopted my existence as an excuse and weapon for your career, and you employ my name in justification for your deeds. Has not my past caused you to be in need of my present and future? Have you reached your goal in amassing the required wealth? Have you found it impossible to extract more gold and silver from your followers using my kingdom as a threat? Do you not realize that you will starve to death if I were to die? What would you do tomorrow if you allowed me to die today? What vacation would you pursue if my name disappeared? For decades, you have been roaming these villages and warning the people against falling into my hands. They have bought your advice with the poor dinars and with the products of their land. What would they buy from you tomorrow if they discovered that the wicked enemy no longer existed? Your occupation would die with me. Even God would die. Belief in God. For the people would be safe from sin. As a clergyman, do you not realize that Satan's existence alone has created his enemy, the church? That ancient conflict is the secret hand which removes the gold and silver from the faithful's pocket and deposits it forever into the pouch of the preacher and the missionary. How can you permit me to die here when you know it will surely cause you to lose your prestige, your church, your home, and your livelihood? Satan became silent for a moment, and his humility was now converted into a confident independence, and he continued, Father, you are proud but ignorant. I will disclose to you the history of belief, and in it you will find the truth which joins both of our beings and ties my existence with your very conscience. In the first hour of the beginning of time, man stood before the face of the sun and stretched forth his arms and cried for the first time, saying, Behind the sky there is a great and loving and benevolent God. The man turned his back to the great circle of of light and saw his shadow upon the earth. And he hailed, In the depths of the earth there is a dark evil who loves wickedness. And the man walked towards his cave, whispering to himself, I am between two compelling forces, one in whom I must take refuge, and the other against whom I must struggle. And the ages marched in procession while man existed between two powers, one that he blessed because it exalted him, and one that he cursed because it frightened him, but he never perceived the meaning of a blessing or of a curse. He was between the two like a tree between summer and when it blooms and winter when it shivers. When a man saw the dawn of civilization, which is human understanding, the family as a unit came into being. Then came the tribes, whereupon labor was divided according to ability and inclinations. One clan cultivated the land, another built shelters, others wove raiment or hunted food. Subsequently, divination made its appearance upon the earth, and this was the first career adopted by man, which possessed no essential urge or necessity. Satan ceased talking for a moment. Then he laughed, and his mirth shook the empty valley. But his laughter reminded him of his wounds, and he placed his hand on his side, suffering with pain. He steadied himself and continued. Divination appeared and grew on earth in strange fashion. There was a man in the first tribe called Lawiz. I know not the origin of his name. He was an intelligent creature, but extremely indolent, and he detested work in the cultivation of land, construction of shelters, grazing of cattle, or any pursuit requiring bodily movement or exertion. And since food during that era could not be obtained except by arduous toil, Louis slept many nights with an empty stomach. One summer night, as the members of that clan were gathered round the hut of the chief, talking of the outcome of their day and waiting for the slumber time, a man suddenly leaped to his feet towards the moon and cried out, saying, Look at the night god. His face is dark and his beauty has vanished, and he has turned into a black stone hanging in the dome of the sky. The multitude gazed at the moon, shouted in awe, and shook with fear. as if the hands of darkness had clutched their hearts, for they saw the night god slowly turning into a dark ball, which changed the bright countenance of the earth and caused the hills and valleys before their eyes to disappear behind a black veil. So I don't know how to. Okay, it's very long, I think. So at that moment, Louise, who had seen an eclipse before and understood its simple cause, stepped forward to make much of this opportunity. He stood in the midst of the throng, lifted his hands to the sky, and in a strong voice he addressed them, saying, "Kneel and pray, for the evil god of obscurity is locked in struggle with the illuminating night." So I wish I could read all this, but I'm sorry I can't. With all your heart, urge the night god against his enemy, skipping some, who is our mortal enemy. Thus did Louise continue talking, using many cryptic words of his own fabrication, which they had never heard. After this crafty deception, as the moon returned to its previous glory, Louise raised his voice louder. He is well pleased now and brighter than. So let it be known that through your prayers you have helped him to overcome the devil of darkness. Skipping the multitude rose. That night the chief called Louise spoke to him, saying, "There's some lesson here. Evil and good, yeah. Without Shaitan, where would God be? Reflecting the will of my people." So I've read this before, but just for this live stream, the chief was assured and gave Louise 2 horses. And Louise slyly assured, "Everything the human God reveals to me in my divine dreams will be conveyed to you in awakeness. And you may be confident that I will act directly between you and him." Louise rose and started to leave. "Why do you keep for yourself the power of great authority upon all creatures? The spirit of Bahadar, who hated the great God, revolted. The God of gods became enraged and said, I shall preserve for myself the primary power and the great authority and the essential secrets, for I am the beginning and the end." And Bahtar answered him, saying, "Unless you share with me your might and power, I and my children and my children's children will revolt against you." So I've forgotten what, as the chieftains listened his forehead. Okay. So Baal, Zabul, Satanel, Belial, Zamil, Ahriman, Mara, Abdon, Devil, and finally Satan, which is the most famous. The name of the evil god is Bahtar. And Lavis responded. The chief repeated the word Satan many times with a quivering voice that sounded like the rustling of the dry branches at the passing of the wind. Then he asked, "Why does Satan hate man as much as he hates the gods?" And Lavis responded quickly, "He hates man because man is a descendant of Satan's brothers and sisters." The chief exclaimed, "Then Satan is the cousin of man." In a voice mingled with confusion and annoyance, he retorted, "Yes, master, but but he is the great enemy who fills their days with misery and their nights with horrible dreams. He's the power who directs the tempest toward their hovels and brings famine upon the plantation and all this." Then skipping some, the chief leaned I have learned now the inner secret of that strange power who directs the tempest towards our homes and brings the pestilence upon us in our cattle. People shall learn that I have comprehended now. So the point here, the mystery of the powerful enemy and directing them away from the road of evil. And Lavis left the chief of tribe. So fearful specters, disturbing dream. Satan ceased talking for a moment while Father Saman stared at him as one bewildered, and upon the father's lips appeared the sickly laughter of death. Then Satan continued, thus divination came to this earth, and thus was my existence, the cause for its appearance. Lavis was the first who adopted my cruelty as a vocation. After the death of Lavis, this occupation circulated through his children and prospered until it became a perfect and divine profession, pursued by those whose minds are ripe with knowledge and whose souls are noble and whose hearts are pure and whose fancy is vast. Then it's a bit long. In Babylon, the people bowed 7 times in worshipping before a priest who fought with me with his chantings. In Nineveh, they looked upon a man who claimed to have known my inner secrets as a golden link between God and man. In Tibet, they called the person who wrestled with me the son of the sun and moon. In Byblos, Ephesus, Antioch, they offered their children's lives in sacrifice to my opponents. In Jerusalem and Rome, they placed their lives in the hands of those who claimed they hated me and fought me with all their might. In every city under the sun, my name was the axis of the educational circle of religion, arts, and philosophy. Had it not been for me, no temples would have been built, no towers or palaces would have been erected. I am the courage that creates resolution in man. I am the source that provokes originality of thought. I am the hand that moves man's hands. I am Satan everlasting. I am Satan whom people fight in order to keep themselves alive. If they see struggling against me, slothfulness will deaden their minds and hearts and souls. Satan has to come here. In accordance with the weird penalties of the tremendous myth, I am the enraged and mute tempest which agitates the minds of man and the hearts of women. And in fear of me, they will travel to places of worship to condemn me, or to places of vice to make me happy by surrendering to my will. The monk who prays in the silence of the night to keep me away from his bed is like the prostitute who invites me to her chamber. I am Satan everlasting and eternal. I am the builder of convents and monasteries upon the foundation of fear. I build wine shops and wicked houses upon the foundations of lust and self gratification. If I cease to exist, fear and enjoyment will be abolished from the world, and through their disappearance, desires and hopes will cease to exist in the human heart. Life will become empty and cold, like a harp with broken strings. I am Satan everlasting. I am the inspiration of falsehood, slander, treachery, deceit, and mockery. And if these elements were to be removed, opposites, from this world, human society would become like a deserted field in which naught would thrive but thorns of virtue. I'm Satan everlasting. I'm the father and mother of sin, and if sin were to vanish, the fighters of sin would vanish with it, along with their families and structures. So Satan is a driving force. The challenge that you bring here to help me see how beautiful how beautiful your religion is, or how good your deeds are. I am the heart of all evil. Would you wish for human motion to stop? This is the challenge that God has given us, right? To stop through cessation of my heartbeat. Would you accept the result after destroying the cause? I am the cause. Would you allow me to die in this deserted wilderness? Do you desire to sever the bond that exists between you and me? Answer me, clergyman. Maulanas. And Satan stretched his arms and bent his head forward and gasped deeply. His face turned to gray, and he resembled one of those Egyptian statues laid waste by the ages at the side of the Nile. Then he fixed his glittering eyes upon Father Saman's face and said in a faltering voice, I am tired and weak. I did wrong by using my waning strength to speak on things you already know. Now you may do as you please. You may carry me to your home and treat my wounds, or leave me in this place to die. Father Saman quivered and rubbed his hands nervously, and with apology in his voice, he said, I know now what I had not known an hour ago. Forgive my ignorance. I know that your existence in this world creates temptation, and temptation is a measurement by which God adjudges the value of human souls. It is a scale which Almighty God uses to weigh the spirits. I am certain that if you die, temptation will die, and with its passing, death will destroy the ideal power which elevates and alerts man. You must live, for if you die and the people know it, their fear of hell will vanish and they will cease worshipping. God will be gone. For naught would be sin. You must live, for in your life is the salvation of humanity from vice and sin. As to myself, I shall sacrifice my hatred for you on the altar of my love for man. Satan uttered a laugh that rocked the ground, and he said, What an intelligent person you are, Father, and what wonderful knowledge you possess in theological facts. You have found, through the power of your knowledge, a purpose for my existence, which I had never understood. And now we realize our need for each other. Come close to me, my brother. Darkness is submerging the plains, and half of my blood has escaped upon the sand of this valley, and naught remains of me but the remnants of a broken body, which death shall soon buy unless you render aid. Father Saman rolled the sleeves of his robe and approached and lifted Satan to his back and walked towards his home. In the midst of those valleys, engulfed with silence and embellished with the veil of darkness, Father Saman walked towards the village with his back bent under his heavy burden. His black raiment and long beard were spattered with blood, streaming from above him, but he struggled forward, his lips moving in fervent prayer for the life of the dying Satan. So that's by Khalil Gibran. And so you may think you are angels daring to come here to challenge me and test my patience, but you are not a, you don't see any, no, no. What can you see? Challenge me. So you don't see your fault. No, you will never see your fault because you are Muslim. You are not a demon. God has told you to do good deeds. Stay away from bad deeds. Very good deeds you're doing. So I chose this not to against my religion. I became an ex-Muslim, right? So, well, thank God something helped me. I wouldn't lie. I wouldn't be dishonest. I wouldn't use taqiyya. Because how can I lie and use taqiyya to save my religion? On lies, truth can never be saved. By lying, can truth be ever saved? So I don't know, truth, lies. I wish that there were no opposites. And life is a battlefield. It's an enigma that opposites exist. And so you want to remain here in the opposites, you remain. I've read this long time ago. And I also realized that due to shaitan, God exists, right? If there was no desire, nothing, if shaitan wasn't there, do you think anyone would worship God? No. I wonder if opposites like these challenges didn't exist. So you bring shaitan and you see it. Yeah, good. And then you say, my religion has said do good deeds. Religion is based on this business of Satan and God and all this. But what if I take you, what if for 1 minute if you go to that uh, part where there's no God, no shaitan, that place. So bring obstacles as you like here against me. And what I'm, maybe we can go if I see some honesty in you or something. You want people to be in this religious nonsense? Business of devil and God and good and the saviors that are going to come down? When? Take Jesus' name and the devil will not come? Every day it is a struggle, even for the Christians. Ask the Catholics. They have to go for confessions. How many times do they go? That's a personal matter. But what I'm saying is, don't ask the like, don't take it literally. I wouldn't go asking the Christians this. This is a business. I think what I saw in Khalid Gibran's this I read long time ago is that yes, it is a business. This religion. Ask yourself. So I had to ask myself honestly, but I don't see honest people here. I just see rubbish coming here. Either the Christians come to help me against Islam, but for their religion, What rubbish is this? What are you doing to your lives? You dishonest people. Oh, you are, no, no, you are gods. You think you are gods. You don't think you are gods, but I think, like, what shall I say about you people? You're worse than this shaitan. No, no, you are, this is, all this religion has brought evil and it has brought evil to us. Religion has made your minds to think, fear evil, and do good deeds. I tried. Well, if you just do good deeds, then it will. I mean, there's a Jewish man who has written he couldn't say anything to a person, and you just come here so casually, no consideration. He was hesitant at times, reluctant, questioning himself. Why do good things? Why do bad things happen? And you Muslims, even Quran only, with the Sunnis and the Shias. What? Oh, I do good deeds. I'm going to steal. You know, this other person, my friend, I took. Oh, I just someone was trying to attack my soul, take my soul, and I just fought back. Or another person's like, I used my willpower and got out of the situation. Willpower. Why do bad things happen to good people? Or what would some people now Father Kushner, who's Harold S. Kushner, rabbi. So of course we're not good, but then when bad things happen to good who try to be good people, like they're trying to be good people, like they haven't broken any like material here in this world, that being good people. Rabbi Harold Kushner's examination of life, why things happen, and the role of God in all of it. Kushner wrote the book because his son was born with progeria, a disease where his body aged much faster than it should, and he died young. So ah, good. I just, they hate my guts, and then against Christians and Buddhists and all this. And you can't answer a simple question, and God knows where you're going. This is torture. Any fool, even a donkey can see what you're doing here. But I give you that time to shit here, do all the shitting. I was born to take the shit of others. Take Muslim shit. I was born for that. Take your shit. I know my mother was tortured mentally. I know. We took it. I wasn't even born at the time. I know I was born in her arms. But before that, even. So you are the tormentors. This is no way of telling me you think you're fool. You are just deceiving yourselves. So deceive yourself. No one will care for you. No one will give you the time. Who has the time to give to you? Now you're gone for work. You can't. I mean, I tell you, you are dirty much. There's nothing in my abuse. Maybe the demon is abusing me, not me, you. But what is this? I could have a nervous breakdown. Say, fart face, bastard, bastard, demonic bastard, bastard. What good is that? I know in my normal, like if someone hurled curses and abuses at me, it doesn't make me that. It doesn't make me angry. Didn't make me angry at all. I was just, ooh, I want to stay away from this person for the rest of my life. What a dirty person. That's it. Why should I dirty myself and like that and say abuse and all this? But now I think that the abuse, the demon is good. I mean, this demon inside of me is better than the ones like you Muslims come here. I love this demon. You may think, oh, you're doing good deeds, but you know, in in religion, even normal people would say that do good deeds. That's just so superficial. You can discipline yourself, and do whatever you like. Even Satan can make you think that you're doing. God can make you think you're doing, and God, it's a God. So you're doing good deeds, and you remain. No, no. Actually, the good deeds you're doing, right, for God and to be good, and then the demons will stay away from you. God depends on that demon for you to worship him. If there was no demon like me here, where would you be worshiping God and trying to show that you are such a good deed person? The moment you show off about your religion or something, it's just so the bottom line is that even your God needs a demon for you to love him, for you to recognize his worth and his value. Good doesn't stand on its own. You are all, even Muslims, religious people, you're dependent on Satan. Remember that. Without Satan, there will be no religion, no God. So think you are doing good deeds, telling me how great your religion is, and we are bad. Even if you were sincerely good, you would not even come here then. Because a sincerely good or bad, a sincerely good person doesn't even think he's good. Because it's the thought that makes you think, and that's the thought that makes you your ego come. When you can't get me, when you can't get a person, you know how, like that friend of mine got me. You can't get now I had the up on like not on someone's life. Yes, if you don't like me, it's my way, meaning don't come in my way, it's the highway. But I wouldn't come in your life. I never came into your life. Even someone who said that it's your way or the highway, my cousin, I never went into their life. They came into my life. You see, being nosy and this and that is their thing. Not my thing talking about people who's gone down and how to learn from that family and who's doing what. I never give my opinions on their family members. Still, in the end, I was blamed for it's my way or the highway. You see, I will just leave that person I don't like. Why not? Why should I stay in someone's life when I don't like them? And I don't have to control their lives. Why should I control their lives? I have my life. You live your life. Be happy in your life and let me be happy in my life. And if I'm sad or if God forbid, like my grandaunt said, pray for me that I don't depend on other people. Because then people can really make you, they topify uh, it, make you feel. So they are the sinister treachery, God knows what. People's mind. This is your this is the devil. This is God. Yeah, this is God who needs the devil. It is the other side of God. So I'm showing you the other side of. This is God. This is God. He needs the devil. But that poor devil, I tell you, what wrong has he done? Wouldn't Adam and the devil be the same? And God Himself. That poor Adam, God kept quiet. And it's in the Bible too. So Christians blindly following their religion, uh, Jews blindly following their religion. And we think we are all, each, every one of them. You know, I think abuse, I think the bringing the devil in, your good behavior would not be shown. But what good behavior? So if you were in school and you didn't listen to the teacher, the one who's right, the one who teaches you the right method, you would keep failing until you learn your lesson properly and follow the method the teacher has given you, right method. So you will fail. So here you can come and start telling me, start to give me a hard time, not seeing a very obvious contradiction. But this stubbornness, this thing in you, if you're going to work, and if your boss gives you, or you are the boss, maybe, oh my God, God help the employees. Because I think you've reached quite a level of cleverness and to be right, even when you're wrong. Saying, I'm right. I don't know why you do that. But one day in life, if you're not a leader or a boss, or you don't have your own business, one day you will get it wrong. Someone will tell you, leave. You failed too many times, you're not welcome. You go. Now you have to be thrown out of this college. And how many times a college and institute is going to bear with you? Go and see. How many times do you have to fail? How many times will they let you try again? And how many times can you afford if you have to pay for the tuition fees and all? College fees. Huh? Maybe you're very rich to be able to afford failing 10 times and fail all your life, trying that 1 year in college, your first or your second year. Go 10 times, failing and trying 10 times. And my comprehension may be low, yes, it took me 55 years, right? 50 years now. How many? 5 years I've been here on, or 4 years? 51 years. So you can come here and keep accusing me and saying I'm wrong, and I don't see any contradiction here. But there are Muslims who have seen contradictions and they're leaving Islam. And why should I care about one rotten person who comes here or two rotten ones who come here? Why should I care about you? When God doesn't give a damn about you, and no human being would, not even a college would. They say, okay, keep doing. A good college will say, okay. But I don't think an Ivy League college would. If you fail once in the exams, twice in the exams, and how many exams you failed, you'll be out. You'll have to leave that college. Or you just do it privately, some lower college or somewhere, where you can try 10 times and fail. What kind of people are you? Okay, we have these really, it's for me to accept that no one can help you unless you don't help yourself and straighten yourself up. So if you want to be like that, that's like really low. I don't know how the workplace takes you. Yeah. If I found out, like someone told me, please remove your comments because I have to apply for work from my videos on YouTube. Because then I'm applying and that might not be good for, if my company searches on YouTube that there's something against me, someone is saying something against me, and it's not me, you got me wrong, you got the wrong person. On social media, YouTube. So maybe a rotten somewhere, rotten you work or you have your own business. Oh my God! So he's from UAE actually. He told me that please can you remove the comments if they see, if the company here sees something. I'm going for an interview. I said okay. He's been very good and all this with me, and I mistook him for someone else. I don't know. Maybe companies take you and they don't search for your names or your comments on your channels. Maybe he thought it was good for me that I should remove those comments for my later life when I have to, I don't know when I'll start working. I don't know. saw like that. Maybe it would be against me, not him. So I was like wondering because wouldn't it be against him, against me, putting those comments? Wouldn't the company see that it's against me? I don't know. There's some dishonesty.